Warning, the following scene is played by anime characters and would be extremely dangerous if attempted by actual humans.
Need. Now. Yep, I need it. D4DJ, yet another pseudo-idol property. Much like several before it, it has an anime adaptation, a fuck ton of characters, and an app in the form of Groovy Mix. Essentially, it's a rhythm game that's also a waifu collector, but it's a fun rhythm game that's also a waifu collector. And like other apps similar to Groovy Mix, it had a Valentine's Day event, except this was like a week after the holiday. I can't be too mad though, because the cards for this event still look gorgeous. And much like the apps for both Love Live and Bang Dream, each character has special messages depending on the holiday or event that goes on at that time. Alright, it's nothing groundbreaking, but it's a cute touch nonetheless. So for this video, I decided to go over each Valentine's message from each of the characters that have one. If anything, this will show you how much of a simp I am for some of these characters. Oh, what's that? It's weird? Fuck you. Maybe Bushiroad shouldn't make their characters so fucking attractive. We start off with Happy Around, the main unit of the franchise and also the subject of the death threats meme.
Stay dripped to the feet, night ticks on fleet, fuck with it, fuck me, fuck shorty, fall free.
And who better to start with than the main character herself, Rinku Aimoto. Admittedly, she doesn't really stand out that much compared to other protagonists like her. She has high metabolism, kind to a fault, extremely fucking dumb. She did spend time in Tio Tio, which is in Africa, but despite that, she still says culturally insensitive remarks.
Oh no! Please show some restraint, monkeys! Huh?
Okay, I'm kidding. She's not a racist. She's just really fucking dumb. But enough stalling. Let's get to her message.
Hi, Choco! 食べて食べて美味しそうだなねえ一口だけいい
Okay, that was precious, I accept. If there were any complaints that I could list, is that this game friggin' nerfed her body measurements. Seriously, she went from being about as big as Maho to being like 2 sizes smaller. Rest in peace, big-tittied Rinku. I'll get over it, because now we get to talk about Maho Akashi, Happy Around's DJ and the secondary protagonist. She's athletic, the most level-headed member of her unit, and also took Rinku under her wing after seeing how passionate she was about DJing. Her being extremely attractive is just a bonus. Easily my favorite member of this group, no question. Even better, her voice actress Karin Kagami voices her in both the Japanese and English dubs of the anime.
いきなり飛び込んできて何なのよ Why should you just burst in like that, huh?
Okay, obviously the delivery for some of her lines isn't perfect, but it's definitely unique. And to her credit, as the anime goes on, she does get better.
あげるすごいだろそれレコード型のチョコなんだ回したらベトベトになりそうだよね
Let me tell you, when all's said and done, the chocolate's not the only thing that's gonna be sticky. I'm gonna die alone. Okay, it's worth it. I accept in a heartbeat. Third up, we have Muni Naruto, the group's VJ. She plays videos to accompany the music that her unit plays. She's a talented artist and also a gamer. She can be pretty vain at times and also has some aspects of a tsundere. She's a bit like Arisa from Bang Dream, except she's not as much of a cunt, since Muni's personality doesn't begin and end at hot and cold. Muni's still my least favorite character within the unit because she has traits that I despise in the tsundere archetype, but she still has other qualities that are likable, unlike Arisa.
チョコよぐずぐずしてないで早く食べなさいよおいしい
Okay, you're still a brat, but you're a cute brat, so I'll let this slide. The last member of Happy Around is Rei Togetsu, their keyboardist. She's incredibly wealthy, unwaveringly polite, and so sheltered throughout her life she's impressed by something as mundane as a self-checkout. That said, she also has a very impressive rack, and her voice is both angelic and sexy as hell.
間限定のカップ麺自分で演奏するのも好きですが枯山水ってご存知ですかリンクさんって太陽みたいな方ですよね
Seriously, if I could marry a voice, it would be Ray's.
そんなレシピを調べて作ってみましたこのチョコ受け取ってもらえたら嬉しいです
By the way, I'd also like to mention that one of her stamps makes this sound. Yeah, she's ready for it. I accept and I would do. The next DJ unit we have is Peaky P-key, who has been around the longest in universe. Out of all the groups in the series, their bond is arguably the strongest. Seeing them perform at one of their live shows inspired Rinku enough to create a DJ unit of her own. So they're indirectly responsible for Happy Around existing at all. Leading this unit and providing the main vocals is Kyoko Yamate. Coming from an already musically gifted family, Kyoko followed in their footsteps, becoming part of the most recognizable unit within her school, Yoba Academy. She's also voiced by none other than Aimi Terakawa. Yes, Kasumi Toyama from Bang Dream. You would never know the two were voiced by the same person if you compared voice clips side by side.
他の子が上達してるのを見ると私も楽しくなってくるんだ。私には一緒に音を奏でてくれる最高の仲間がいるんだよ。
And her voice in the English dub provided by Christy Kate fits her perfectly.
Hey, this could take a while, huh? To be honest, I've had my eye on you. I saw your show, the recent one you did celebrating passing your finals. Is this part 2 of that celebration?
She isn't my favorite member of Peaky, but I can definitely see the appeal, and not just for the obvious reasons.
はい、チョコ。今年は手作りにしてみたんだ。味わって食べてくれる？
I'm sure they're delicious, but I'd rather taste something else. Oh, don't give me that look, Shinobu. You read the warning. You knew full well what you were getting into. Shinobu Inayose is the DJ for Peaky, taking an interest in it thanks to her grandfather. She can be a little blunt and aloof, but the trust she has in her unit, and especially Kyoko, is undeniable. Like Mooney, she's also a gamer, having a thing for FPSs. So if anyone's into those games, Shinobu's your gal. Well, okay then, I guess we caught Shinobu at a bad time. So while she's busy cleaning herself up, we'll move on to Yuka Jennifer Sasego, Peaky's VJ. She's extremely athletic and also has a knack for photography. Her parents also own a gym that she regularly works out at, wanting to achieve her perfect ideal figure, despite Yuka already having what many people would consider a killer bod, but I mean, to each their own. Gotta keep in shape somehow. Yuka takes daily photos of her admittedly lovely-looking abs, and I am 99% certain that the likes she gets aren't just from people that just want to see her progress. Not that I blame them, we do love a fit queen.
Oh my god, you could grind meat on it.
I want to trade places with Rinku so bad.
なんと今回は手作りバレンタインです。プロテインチョコ大変だったよ。
Oh, a very pleasant surprise indeed. She can bend my body into a pretzel and I would enjoy every second of it. Down horrifically. Still don't care. Best Peaky girl by a long shot. Oh, right. We still need to listen to Shinobu's message.
ほら、チョコだよ。頑張って作ったんだから、ありがたく食べろよな。
It's not like I wanted to give you these chocolates or anything, you idiot baka! What the hell? I accept. She's adorable, and unlike Mooney, she doesn't try too hard. Lastly, we have Asura Shimizu for Peaky, the loaded negotiator with an adoration for all things she considers lovely. And sadly, there's not that much else to her aside from her friendship with Yuka. She's definitely attractive, and I love her design, but compared to everybody else in Peaky, she just feels superfluous.
前はブラウニーだったから、今回はラブリーなマカロンにしてみたの。喜んでくれるといいな。
Granted, I can't say no to brownies, and her outfits accentuate all the right places. What, I told you I was a simp? Moving on to the third unit, and the last introduced in the anime, is Photon Maiden. They're an agency-created group much like Pastel Palettes from Bang Dream. But rather than the cutesy idol aesthetic, Photon Maiden goes for a futuristic and sci-fi approach. This is reflected in their routines and their performances, which they've ironed out to near perfection, much like a machine. Except this machine consists of 4 pretty girls, one of which being Saki Izumo, the main vocalist and main DJ of the group. She can see colors in music due to having synesthesia, and while she is pretty taciturn and doesn't say much, she is extremely polite. Her voice is also the most delicate thing ever.
星の形をしたチョコレートを見つけたんです。一緒に買いに行きませんか?
I mean, come on, people. She's so sweet. She can also rock a catgirl outfit like no other. Look at her. Granted, she might as well be wearing nothing at all. Not that I'm complaining. The leader of Photon Maiden is Ibuki Nijima. The other members see her as their protector. She's athletic like Yuka and is terrible with directions. Like, she doesn't know which way is up. Sadly, there isn't much else that really makes Ibuki stand out compared to the rest of her group.
低糖質、高タンパク、なのに甘くて美味しいチョコ? 素敵すぎて涙が。
And yes, I have her in this outfit not only because she looks amazing in it, but because her expressions become 10 times funnier. My favorite member of Photon Maiden is definitely Toa Hanamaki. An idol enthusiast, she takes inspiration from said idols in order to perfect her own performances. Despite being a second year, she's very childish. But instead of being annoying, she just becomes incredibly fucking adorable.
今日も一日頑張るぞ。シャー。 クレープ食べたいな。
I mean, come on, she's precious.
さあさあ、トワちゃんの愛情がたっぷり詰まったチョコだよ。 当然受け取ってくれるよね。
I can't say no to that face. Of course I accept. And if you happen to be into short stacks, well, good news for you. Toe was pretty stacked. Yep, accepting her chocolates was the right choice. Last on Photon's roster is Noah Fukushima, who has a love for all things cute. Normally, this would be endearing. However, it overshadows every other trait that Noah has, to the point where when she's not talking with her group, she becomes insufferable.
実家のバレンタイン和菓子、今年も自信作です。なんたって見た目が可愛い。
I was gonna say no, but this look Noah gave me made me reconsider. Tell me this isn't the look of somebody who will disembowel you if you look at her funny. Now that we've gone over the DJ units in the anime, we'll go over the ones that were properly introduced in Groovy Mix. These next three groups only have brief cameos in the anime. The fourth unit overall is Mermaid. Their music and vocals really get you pumped and make you want to dance. Even more so than the other groups. Plus, they were explicitly designed to be the sexy unit. As you can see, they're not exactly shy about showing off. And in case somebody gives too much of a shit about a character's in-universe age, don't worry, they're college sophomores. So, lewd them to your heart's content. The founder and face of the unit is Rika Seto, my favorite character overall alongside Maho. Extremely charismatic, she loves partying and lives every moment to its fullest. Her spontaneity is only matched by Rinku's, but she doesn't really parse things out and does things spur of the moment. However, she's also extremely dependable, having worked several odd jobs in the past, and her positivity is infectious. And that's not even getting into the fact that Rika's a fucking babe. Even by the standards of her unit, she stands out as being extremely attractive in both body and personality. I'm certain that you all can imagine how happy I was when she got a swimsuit card. And I was even more happy when I finally got it. I really like the floral patterns that are on it. Yep, that's the only reason. No other motives for getting this whatsoever. Oh yeah, she also made this face in one of the cards and everybody threw a fit because Rika's just too fucking sexy for them. So I wrote smut of her in one of my OCs out of spite. I am a sad, lonely hermit. This handsome lad, by the way, he's the lucky dude that gets with Rika.
これからチョコ配りに行くの。あんたにも一個あげよっか。食べたら感想を聞かせてね。
Do I even have to say it? You already know my answer. If I didn't make it clear enough that I fell hard for this character, I don't know what will. Rika's amazing in almost every way. Following her is Marika Mizushima, one of Mermaid's dancers who also works as a model. Despite the amount of attention that she got because, again, model, Rika was the first person that actually treated her like anybody else. The two became fast friends afterwards, and that's really all I have to say about her. Like Asura, Marika just feels like she's there so Mermaid has a fourth member. She comes across as bland compared to the other three.
気になってる新作チョコのお店、行列ができてるんだって。ねえ、マリカと一緒に並ばない？
Oh, and she also refers to herself in the third person because reasons. If you do like Marika, I'm genuinely happy, but I will never see in her what you do. At least we get to move on to my second favorite member of the unit, Saori Hidaka, the DJ. I'll talk about her now since she's a huge step up from Marika, and because I think she'll do illegal things to my body if I don't. Why is my Christian rhythm game so terrifying? Introverted and a bit of a glass half empty kind of person, she slowly grows out of her shell thanks to Rika. And while Rika has wild ideas, Saori goes for a more grounded approach. The two of them play off of each other very well, and both of them are hot as fuck. What more could you ask for? She has a great-looking ass, and despite being introverted, has outfits that show off even more skin than the other members of Mermaid. And her swimsuit...
The Polynesian spa.
I want to bury my face in it.
私のチョコが欲しいって、それ本気で言ってるの？今日は無理だけど、考えとく。
Despite Saori being as attractive as the other members of Mermaid, but I don't care, I can wait. The last of these sexy beasts is Dahlia Matsuyama. She first became acquainted with the group after an impromptu performance at a party she attended. And this girl is tough too, like able to smash through solid bricks kinda tough. She also works at a bar as a bouncer, so Yeah, her using that kind of force is terrifying. Despite this threatening aura of hers, she's a surprisingly elegant dancer, which is why she was chosen to be Mermaid's other dancer in the first place. And like the other members of her unit, she looks gorgeous no matter what outfit she's in. Oh, and she also regularly works out at Yuka's gym alongside Ibuki, and the three of them are called the Queens of Gains. So have fun choosing whatever set of thighs you want suffocating you.
Valentine 楽しんでる？うちのバーの限定メニュー。あなたにもぜひ味わってほしいな。
Well, don't be threatening me with a good time. No, seriously, please don't. I feel like you'll rip me in half if I decline. The fifth group in the game is Rondo. Essentially, they're the cool unit. They're the main act at a nightclub known as Alter Ego and give off a very serious vibe, at least when they're performing. They're basically D4DJ's answer to Bang Dream's Roselia, except their members don't have the personality of Drywall, except for Akko. She's baby. And much like with Mermaid, everybody in Rondo is of legal age in universe, so lewd the fuck out of them.
Nice idea.
We start with the group's vocalist, Tsubaki Aoyagi. She was specifically chosen by the group's DJ, and for good reason. Her voice is breathtaking. She has an interest in foreign films and is also a friend of Rika's. She hates being alone, but her tsundere personality makes her come across as very unapproachable. Those conflicting traits already don't do wonders for me, but there's another reason why I don't really like her. And it's due to how much her character revolves around Aoi Miyake, the DJ. Now, don't get me wrong, Aoi's pretty great, I'll get to her soon, but as a result, Tsubaki doesn't really stand out on her own that much. And with how much series like D4DJ love teasing possible ships, the same is done with Aoi and Tsubaki. They are laid on thick in Rondo's first story and early card episodes. There's nothing wrong with a little teasing, but it quickly went from endearing to exhausting when it didn't go anywhere. And given the nature of idol and pseudo-idol series, this isn't going to be changing anytime soon. Either make them a couple or don't. I'm fine with it either way, so long as Tsubaki gets a bit more individuality. But as it stands, her most notable traits are tsundere and Aoi simp.
今回のチョコは自信作よ。教えてくれたヒーローのおかげね。今年は素直に渡せますよね。
Well, if you can't even be honest with your feelings, I'm sorry. No, if only you were more than the pretty face, Tsubaki. At least we get to move on to Nagisa Tsukimiyama, Rondo's guitarist and Shinobu Inayose's cousin. Despite her scatterbrained and impulsive disposition, she is invaluable to Rondo. And just as invaluable to her are her friendships with everyone around her, not just in Rondo, but also outside of it. While I'm not really a fan of shorter anime girls, there's something about Nagisa that really intrigues me. I guess her passionate and playful personality is that much fun to watch. I also love her design. It's the perfect blend between cool, cute, and dare I say, even attractive. And despite genetics basically giving Nagisa the middle finger, it was at least generous enough to give her mad hips. Or they might just be proportionally big.
チョコ作りって結構難しいんだな。シノにまた練習付き合ってもらおうっと。
I'm sure it'll be worth the wait. I'm patient for second best Rondo girl. The third best Rondo girl is the VJ and backing vocals for the unit, Hiro Yano. She essentially plays the emotional support role to Rondo and is also one of Aoi's closest friends. A psychology major, she also has an interest in dream divination and telling people their fortunes. She's quite similar to Nozomi Tojo from Love Live in many respects. The biggest similarity being that both of their spines deserve gold medals. If it wasn't obvious enough already, Hiro's pretty blessed in the chest. Like, even more so than Rei. And Hiro's cards do nothing but hammer home the point that her body is perfect. And I am all for it. Mommy, sorry, mommy, sorry, mommy, sorry, mommy, sorry. Why'd I make this video? Horniness aside, I really like this outfit, even if it did remind me of Chrysalid from KOF at first.
渚ちゃんのチョコ大丈夫。あれはちゃんと食べたわよ。ちゃんとね。
Can I have a demonstration, please? It's for important purposes, I promise. And finally, we get to talk about my favorite Rondo member, the DJ, Aoi Miyake. Her androgynous appearance really attracts a lot of attention, and I can see why. Aoi can pull it off. And I'll admit, at first I didn't really like her that much because I thought she was a little too perfect, but after reading Rondo's story and a few of the recent events, she has grown on me a bit. She's actually more emotionally open than she initially appears, and the interactions she has with Tsubaki that aren't annoying are very sweet. Also, Aoi really hates bugs. Like, she wouldn't raise her hand to a mosquito, it gets that bad.
虫が大きい虫がそこに 願い椿なんとかして
And Donut's Games is so hell-bent on making Aoi as androgynous as possible, they put her in a fucking rash guard for the swimsuit event. Which made me so pissed that I ended up taking matters into my own hands and drew Aoi the sexy swimsuit she deserves. Because if the app isn't gonna have her show more skin, then I'll do it myself. Plus, Aoi looks just as incredible in traditionally feminine attire, so one more outfit like that wouldn't hurt.
いつも買ってばかりだし今年は手作りチョコに挑戦しようかな喜んでくれるといいな
Anything you make will always be worth the wait, Aoi. The last DJ unit to cover is Lyrical Lily from Arisugawa Academy. And after so many units with... This unit goes for a more angelic and elegant image, which is perfectly displayed by most of their outfits and their songs. And while I do understand the appeal, I don't really like Lyrical Lily that much. The first member to go over is Miyu Sakurada, the vocalist and definitely the most ladylike out of Lyrical Lily. She has a strong love for more nostalgic pieces of music and also sings at a choir at her church, making her a good choice to be the vocalist. In addition to her proper mannerisms, she's the closest thing in this series to a pure soul. You could be an absolute stranger to her, and Miyu would still do everything in her power to help you. I mean, sure, it's not exactly a complex character, but seeing such a good-natured person just warms the heart.
行きつけのお店でバレンタイン限定のケーキが出たそうで一緒にお茶でもしませんか
I mean, how can you say no to somebody that earnest and kind? Next up is Haruna Kasuga, the DJ and the only hot member of Lyrical Lily. Granted, Miyu does have a nice ass.
That ass.
This video was a mistake. Haruna's interest in audio equipment was sparked from her father, hence why she became a DJ in the first place. She's also on Arisugawa's disciplinary committee, which can make her a fun killer at times. That, combined with her gullibility, makes her a prime target for Kurumi and Miko's pranks. Irritating as she can be at times, her heart is in the right place at least, and her outfits do look amazing on her. If she loosens up a bit more, she might just be my favorite of the group.
これは日々の感謝の気持ちですその手作りですので味わって食べてほしいですわ
I mean, if you went through the trouble of making it by hand, I can't say no. Also, I'm shallow and you're cute. The closest I'd have to a favorite in Lily is their VJ, Kurumi Shiratori. Rather than being posh and ladylike like the majority of Arisugawa, Kurumi opts for being mischievous and a prankster. She doesn't pull pranks on people out of malice, just because she wants to liven up the place a bit. Granted, her troublemaking does get her on the shit list of the disciplinary committee, and especially pisses off Haruna, but it's not like she's gonna stop anytime soon.
Happy Valentine! 今年のチョコにはいたずらしてないよ
Even if it is a prank, I'll still accept it. You're too fucking cute! And I know I sound like a broken record, but Kurumi's voice is just buttery smooth. It sounds so sweet. Her partner in making Haruna's daily life miserable is Miko Takashita. An avid horror fan, she also has dreams of traveling the world. Miko has such a cheerful and friendly air to her that she's able to get along with just about anyone. She's also, for lack of a better word, fucking insane. Oftentimes she thinks about literally nothing, wants to ride roller coasters to school, and she openly talks about how much she loves riding Oh, she was being serious, not metaphorical. Whoops.
I believe he is deeply perverted and probably touches himself too much.
And while Noah will probably kill you for looking at her funny, Miko certainly will. Christ almighty, a chainsaw and a Gatling gun? Did Doomslayer just go into the idol genre? Her insane bloodlust aside, Miko really doesn't appeal to me that much. It just feels like she's trying too hard to be extra and quirky.
私はトリュフを作ってみたのミコ一生懸命作ったから受け取ってほしいの
Okay, I'll take them. Just please don't dismember or shoot me. The last character with a special message is actually a solo DJ, Michiru Kaibara. As of this recording, she's little more than a footnote, other than the fact that she's a middle schooler at Yoba Academy and also has an uncle who works as a DJ. Michiru can be interesting in her own right, I'm sure, but we're over a year into the game's life cycle and almost nothing has been done with her.
チョコが欲しそうな顔をしてますなまあ特別にあげてもいいですぞほれ
Her Valentine's message isn't even that interesting. It's a shame. And with that, this video of me basically saying that I am a simp over and over again ends. I cannot thank you enough for bearing with me through this. don't get the wrong idea, I am still working on other videos. It's just life got in the way outside of YouTube. On the bright side, I'm almost at 100 subscribers. I honestly can't believe it. I do have a video planned for that milestone. It will be Love Live related. Speaking of, Niji's second season just aired, and I'll also be reviewing the episodes one by one or in batches. We'll see how it goes. I also started recording for Superstar's first season as well. And I've also been posting artwork and other stuff on my Instagram a lot more frequently than usual, which also contributed to how long it took to get this video out, but it is what it is. As I said before, thank you all so much for your patience. I hope that this video was entertaining, and I will see you in the next one after I'm done with the La Squadra AMVs.